I've been avoiding this one. I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel like my feelings about it change every day, and it's so complex. Like, there's so many layers involved to it. I don't think I could ever explain it in a way where I could expect everyone to understand. At its core, I'm just a girl who liked a boy. I'm mourning a relationship and going through like kind of like a breakup almost, and like a lot of people won't understand that because it's like, oh, it's a dating show and you only knew each other for X amount of weeks. What I will say about Nick and I's relationship is, throughout it all, despite what you guys saw, we were both doing our fair share of exploring. Our kind of like unwritten rule was that we wouldn't ask each other about how they felt about other people, how we felt about other people. Where we found comfort and solidarity is like taking our minds outside of the villa. Like, we avoided the where's your head at, how are you feeling, and we just talked about like the most random shit and just bonded over like life outside of the villa. There's so much of it that you guys didn't get to see, and you know, it is what it is. But when Casa Amor happened, that was, I think, a turning point for both of us. You know, like, it took me so much to get to a place where I could let my walls down and really feel for someone. In that moment that I was back at the fireplace and I thought that Nick was gone, I had this moment of clarity where I was like, why is he gone? Like, he should be here. I want to be with him. And that's kind of when I knew that he was the person I wanted to be with. He came back and he told me that he missed me and told me about his Casa experience. Like, I was on such a high from thinking that he was gone and then realizing that he was back and hearing that he just was thinking about me this whole time. So I thought, when I realized Nick was back, I had given all my attention to him, obviously. So when I was with Nicolandria off camera, I was like, girl, I'm so happy you're here. I'm so happy to see you. Like, obviously 2 nights before, I was just sobbing my fucking eyes out because she had left. She's one of my closest friends in there and like one of my confidants and one of my people, you know? And I said to her, I'm so glad you're here. And she was like, girl, I have to talk to you because, you know, Nick and I were coupled up. So obviously we had to explore. And then it was cut off. Like, we had to save the rest of the conversation for the chat we were going to have. But the way that she displayed it to me in that moment, like the quotation marks, I was like, okay, they had to explore. And I was already jumping to conclusions. I'm like, they're okay, so maybe they like cuddled and maybe they kissed. Like, I'm already kind of, you know, setting myself up for what she's going to tell me. Fast forward, Nick and I had this chat, and yeah, he did tell me about the kiss, but I don't know, I felt maybe it was downplayed, maybe it was the way that he expressed it to me, but it never felt like it was something that I had to worry about, especially because he was also telling me that it gave him clarity and that he wanted to be with me. And at that moment, after all of the emotions and after missing him and realizing how strong my feelings were for him, and then after Nicolandria had also told me, like, yes, we kissed, but I felt nothing, like, at this point, these are 2 people that I trust and that I care for, and God forbid I believe them. Like, I believed that what they were telling me. There's no spark, there's no chemistry, you have nothing to worry about. Like, I chose to ride with that. And was there a part of me that was like, fuck, should I be mad about this? Of course. But I think in there you have to choose what you're gonna give your emotion to, you know? And it takes so much more energy out of me to be upset about something and to hold a grudge than it does to just take steps to go forward. And in that moment, like, I just wanted to move forward with my friendship with Nicolandria and with my relationship with Nick, and I wanted to believe that that kiss was nothing. Now, when I came out of the villa, mind you, I come out thinking that Nick and I are in this amazing place and, you know, we're closed off and we have these strong feelings for each other. I already knew that the situation I was stepping into in my reality with like what I was dealing with my misuse of words, like, I already knew that that was gonna deter anything that could involve us. But coming out to see that the whole internet, football franchises, his family was rooting for them to be together the entire time that him and I were together, like, yeah, that hurt. And even when I first saw it, it didn't click to me. Like, I still wanted to believe, like, okay, but, you know, these people don't really know what it was like in there, and they don't know all the relationships that we have with each other and the dynamics. And like, as the episodes went on and as I watched as a viewer from someone on the outside and I saw their connection forming, I was like, damn, okay, it fucking hurts, but I think two things can exist at once. Like, I can be sad for myself that I'm mourning this relationship and all of these things that I thought were gonna happen between us, and I can also be happy for two people that I care about. But as days went on and I didn't hear from either of them, the more hurt I became. Like, I feel like when I first came out and I could appreciate the friendships and the relationships and the memories that we had all shared and find beauty in their situation, it was because I thought that, like, they could come out and, I don't know, I guess embrace me. But as the days went on and it just kind of felt like I never existed, and like the friendship Nicolandria and I shared had never existed, and the relationship that Nick and I shared had never existed, like, that shit hurts. Being shut down with no closure, like, it's closure that I've had to provide for myself, and it's a lot. Like, I'm not gonna lie, yeah, I'm fucking hurt, but I'm also a fucking adult. I have other shit to deal with. Like, there's a lot in my life that I have to put together, and I'm just going through the motions. So how do I feel about Nicolandria? I'm happy for them. Does it hurt? Of course, but I think they can both exist. I think I can be hurt and wish them the best, and that's just what it's gonna have to be. Asking where we stand now, and the answer is that we don't stand on any business. I think, like, a lot of comments are throwing my line back at me where I say, if I can take your man, he was never your man to begin with. And I still stand by that. If you can take my man, you can have him. Like, it's very clear to me, we are not meant to be. It was never my situation to end up in. How it unraveled is fucking crazy. It's all one of one. But I never need a man to tell me twice that he doesn't want me. And I can only speak to know that, like, my feelings were real. And I think I would drive myself in circles trying to figure out if his were real or not. I'll always cherish the really one-on-one experience that we did have, and focusing on healing from it rather than figuring out where it could have gone. So that's that. A lot of the love that I received is on my outfits and my makeup and my jewelry and my hair, and I cannot tell you guys how much that means to me, especially my hair. It's been such a long journey trying to love my curly hair and figure out how to style it. I'm gonna share all of that with you guys. I know that's why a lot of you are here. I'm just figuring out the timing, figuring out the best way to spit it out, but I promise you it's coming. And the good news is that even after the villa, I still do my makeup, my hair, and my outfits. So you could expect a lot of that coming. I know I just brain dumped a ton of information. I've actually been yapping for hours, but you know what? At this point in time, I will not be at the reunion. So I feel lighter knowing that my perspective and my thoughts and my feelings and my emotions is out there. And I think this is the first step for me in moving on and beginning to close this chapter of my life. And I'm never going to shy away from the fact that the experience did end negatively because of my own actions, and that's something that I'll have to deal with. But what I will say is this whole thing has been amazing in so many great ways, and the memories and the laughs and the people and the things that happen inside the walls of that villa are something that I will hold on to forever. It's something no one can ever take away from me, and I've learned so much from it. I'm really excited for those of you who stick around to see it. I think there's so much more to me than what was shown on the show. There's so much more to me than what you're seeing clipped online, and all I can say is I'm grateful for the people who are here to show love and watch me show love back. That's the message. It's always going to be love. Love wins in the end, and I'll always be here to showcase it in the best way I know how. Thank you.